Yes, the boys, what's going on, lads? Back on the YouTube again. We're here at Burton, second video running. Today we're training pull. We're actually 2 weeks out now from the RiseUp photo shoot. So in this video, although the session is quite short, I want to run through the peptide, the anabolics I've been using, and any other ancillaries that I've been using to get in shape for this photo shoot. So come on, let's go train, and then we'll talk through some stuff while we're training. So I'm training back, well, pull today at Burton at this site. So I've already been around and looked at some of the equipment and kind of replicated what I normally use. So I've got quite a wide range of stuff. Yeah, I've already picked out pieces that I want to use that are going to replicate my normal movements. So I'm just going to get some warming up done and then we can get into it. No, my shoulders are a bit stiff sometimes, but you almost want to come around in like a circle, but really exaggerate how much you're moving. So try and get your arm as far away from you as possible. And I've seen him doing it on a reel, but it's fucking out my shoulders out massively. You almost want to overextend all the way through the motion. And I feel it loosens them up quite a lot. Sometimes when they're tight, it's hard to get blood flow in there and actually get them warm before you start. So I find this has really helped. So first exercise we're going to go on to is biceps. I'm doing 2 exercises for biceps first. People will probably think that's a bit weird, but I want to put more focus on my biceps and my back, simply because my back's quite strong, without sounding big-headed. But the way I structure my workouts, I always start with my weakest body parts first to allow them to have the most stimulus. So biceps first, then we'll hit back. I am the master of attachments, bro. Love an attachment, mate. So whenever I'm doing like a bicep curl like this, what I'm kind of thinking about is keeping my elbows locked in position. I'm not like doing this. I'm trying to flare my lats, wedge my elbows into my lats, and then keep the elbow fixed. If your elbow's fixed, all you're doing is moving your bicep then. I see people doing like all this and almost doing a front raise. Whereas if you keep your bicep fixed, your elbow fixed, you get a lot more bicep contraction. Well, best coming down to it's either going to be a Charlie's or a Pepe's, but this might be the last one then. I won't have one next weekend. Yeah, I won't have one next weekend. So I'll have one more tonight. And I've got a week left to dig in, a week left to dig in. I'm not really struggling, to be fair, and I think that's due to one of the peptides I'm taking, SS31. So we've all heard of like MOTS-C and SLU PP332, which are like exercise mimetics, so they signal to your body that you're doing exercise. But it's kind of like remapping your car. If your car isn't serviced and the oil isn't taken care of and all these other things, like you're not going to get the most out of those peptides, and that's where SS31 comes into play, because SS31 is kind of like the mechanic. It's going to help change your air filter, change your oil, you know, make sure your car's running smoothly, so then you can use MOTS-C or all these other peptides for like a performance enhancement. So SS31 has been a game changer for me. I still feel good. I'm like 2 weeks out, I still feel good. I can only put it down to the SS31. I think that was my last warm up. No, I only do 1 set here. It's called a myo set. I've been over this before, but essentially a myo set, 1 set with 3 mini sets attached to it. And it's just a good way to build up a lot of volume on the arms without a lot of fatigue building up as well. Obviously during a diet, a lot of people get this wrong. In a diet, you want to do the minimum amount possible to maintain your muscle. Because remember the goal of a fat loss phase or a diet is to lose fat and maintain muscle. So doing more than what's needed when you're in a calorie deficit and you haven't got a lot of recovery capabilities is going to lead to problems. It's going to lead to strength loss and ultimately muscle loss. Keep the volume very low, not very low, but lower during a diet to maintain your recovery capabilities. And a myo set's a good way to do that. All right, so myo set, first one, I'm going to go to probably 1 rep before failure here, 10 seconds break, 1 rep before failure again, 10 seconds break, 1 rep before failure. And then on the last mini set, that will be the only one that goes to failure. So essentially what we're doing is keeping the bicep close to that failure point for a longer period of time without adding extra sets, which is where the stimulus for growth comes from. So keeping it there in that fatigue state for as long as possible without taking it to that failure point is going to allow us to put a lot of volume on there without the fatigue building up as well. Right, 1 rep before failure. 10 deep breaths, and we'll go again. Again, locking my elbows into the lats, keeping that elbow fixed, curling up just with bicep, no front delt. 10 deep breaths. So this will be to failure. No, sorry, this will be to 1 rep before failure. Next one will be to absolute failure. And then we're done here. Right. It's the big one now. Ooh. Oh, there we go. Now we're hitting failure. One more. My set done. A lot of you would probably quit your workout now and go home. But that was the first one. So we've got hammers now, dumbbell hammers, then we'll get into back. So onto the hammers, we've got 3 sets here, 3 sets to failure, and then we'll go on to, I like the look of that lat pull down in the corner actually. The Nautilus single down they've got quite a lot of back equipment here to be fair. They've got quite a wide variety of all kit to be honest. It's quite nice. Yeah, I'm going to start on that pull down, which is single arm Nautilus, then into a high to low cable row, then into a T-bar, rear delt, and then that's it, done. Simple session, hitting the back from all angles. Right, so that's biceps boxed off. Now we're on to the first back exercise. I'm going to use this Nautilus single arm pull down, aiming to kind of get my elbow down in towards the hip, into the pocket, really hit that lat thickness. So I've never used this before, so I'm going to get used to it and then start working weights. So the current stack we're running right now. Whenever I diet, I like to put my gear and use it as kind of a health phase as well. So I'm running 300 tests, 100 EQ, 20 milligram of T-bol on training days. Growth hormone we kept in, 4IU before I go to bed. That's kind of the anabolics. That's all the anabolics I'm using. It's not a lot really, considering. In terms of peptides, so like I've said, I've tried MOTS-C, I've tried SLU. Both of those honestly made me feel a bit shit. But again, they make your body work harder to lose fat and to use more energy. But it's almost like I said, remapping your car. If you haven't got the service right, if your car isn't running properly, those won't work and they'll make you feel worse. So SS31 has been the big driver for me because again, it's almost like servicing your car. I've had an oil change, my filters have been changed, new tires, new brake. That has been the game changer because I feel like I'm 2 weeks out, I'm on sub 2,000 calories, very, very lean, and I feel great. My mental clarity is sharp. SS31 has been a game changer. So before you try any of these kind of mitochondria peptides, me personally, SS31 has been the biggest driver for me. Right, we got next is single arm lat pull down. We've got 2 sets here, so probably going to work up to maybe 3 plates, do 2 working sets of that. And then I've got a single arm pull down, which I'll probably do there actually. Oh, you're sick, I love it. Just do 1 rep, see how it feels. Obviously, I've never used this kit before, so I'm easing my way into it. I want to find out what comfortable weight is. So I'm going to do 1 rep, see how it feels. Yes. I'm going to put a 10 on. Put a 10 on, and then we'll do the set. That's sound, bruv. I got about 4 or 5 clients at the Arnold's this weekend.
Going there for the lap?
No, competing. No, I'm joking. No, just getting the freebies and that. With these T-bars though, you know when the chest supported, you really have to control your breathing, otherwise you get like 4 reps in and you're like, yeah. Oh. Got 1 more set here. Same weight, 1 more set. Then I'm going to do pull downs there. Yeah, let me get some water. when you get in this kind of, even though I feel really good, you get this deep into a diet towards the end of the set or even the end of the session, you've just got nothing left. Right, on to face pulls now. I'm only doing 2 sets here again. I like to go higher reps on face pulls simply because that rear delt's a really small muscle. And oftentimes you'll see people really overloading that rear delt and they end up doing like a row instead of a rear delt. You almost want to think about doing like a front bicep pose instead of a row. So if you row instead of that, see a difference? Like you want to just engage that rear delt, not your full back. And because it's such a small muscle, it's really easy to overload. And then people wonder why they can't go rear delts. Do one more set, and then might move that bench here actually. So what I'm thinking about is again front double bicep. I'm not doing like a row where I'm using my traps and my rhomboids. It's a front bicep pull. That's what it should be called, front bicep pull.
Change the name.
Huh?
Change the name.
Yeah.
Change the name, change the game.
The front bicep pull. Cool. Rear delt's done. Last exercise, so I've got 2 sets here. Again, it's kind of similar to the first exercise, just the angle's a bit different. So first exercise is more about like width through the lat. This is more about thickness through the lat. So giving that wider look from when you stand on with someone. So I don't want this too high. A lot of people use this too high and end up pulling with bicep like this. Right, if you're really flexing at the elbow, you're gonna get a lot of bicep. You want to think about it as kind of rowing like this down. So again, trying to drive elbow into your hip rather than here. I've had 1 meal to eat so far today. I was at the start of this diet, start of this photo shoot prep, I was training on fasted, but the deeper we got into it, like it just weren't possible. Now I'm training after 1 meal, which is the 100 grams cream of rice, 200 grams of blueberries, 60 grams of Trom's Nitro Pro, which is vegan protein, but it's better than Vigo protein without going into too much detail, and dark chocolate. 1 meal in, and that is enough. Oh. 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 Finished. So we've done a myo set on the curls, we've done 3 sets of hammers, we've done 2 sets on the lat pull down, 2 sets on the T-bar, 2 sets of rear delts and 2 sets here. So you can do the math and work out how much that is, but you don't need to be doing 15, 16, 17 sets during a diet, because more than likely you ain't going to recover from that, especially if you're dieting properly. If your diet is just eating healthier and you're not tracking your calories, then you probably could do 17 sets because you're probably still bulking without even knowing it. But that's why your scale weight's not coming down, you're still fat. Anyway, that's it for now. Should we show them? Yeah. Should we show them? Yeah. All right, let's show them. Sorted. So that's how we're looking. Probably got another week of dieting. Like I say, I want to get as much of this off. You're probably going to look at this like, what the fuck are you talking about? But that there is what I want to get off. Got about a week, and then increase food, obviously. Get a little bit fuller, because I'm quite flat at the minute, even though I do look quite pumped at the minute. Get a little bit of food in, drop some fluid before the shoot, and then this will be the best version of myself ever, without a doubt. So listen, that's the session all wrapped up. Biceps and then back here at Gym Unity in Burton. Again, we're 2 weeks out from the RiseUp photo shoot. We've got Cam in for his photo shoot next weekend. We've got the other Cam that's in for a photo shoot on the 18th of April. So listen, all the team are getting ready for summer, getting shredded and showcasing all their hard efforts under the camera, just like this. So again, thank you for tuning in. Until next time, peace.